Annie Lederman is very good friends with one of my new friends, Robert Hoffman. Robby Hoffman, you remember her? She's this new comic I found. I was watching some Netflix compilation, and this woman came out as like a female Larry David. That's the best way to describe her. She's as petty as they come. Always, picking out little things. I think she's great. Now, trying to figure out, I spoke with her. She goes, "Thank you so much for the kind words. We just loved, Gabby and I watched your stuff. We just loved you. And I love that you talked about my top surgery." That's what she had, a top surgery. Thinking back, now Robby Hoffman, we're living in the day and age. Hey, you don't want your breasts anymore. Take them off. That's the day and age. Remember when Tig Notaro, I saw this Tig Notaro. Remember the comedian who replaced Chris D'Elia in that zombie movie?
We love her for
Tig
that.
Tig Notaro years ago did this whole thing where she got her breast removed, saying that it was breast cancer. I can't say I hope it was. I hope it was my theory. Back then you couldn't just get your breast removed and go, I got a top surgery, 6 years ago. I don't think they would allow that, right? Well, now you can. What if Tig Notaro just really wanted that top surgery?
She didn't know how to say it.
She injected herself with cancer. I don't know. Jen Kirkman would know better. That's friends with her. And Jen Kirkman, I would love to become friends with Tig Notaro. That's my dying wish. I like Tig Notaro now. And if I ever said anything bad about Tig Notaro, it was for shock value. I like it. Okay, this is Robby Hoffman. Robby Hoffman got into some hot water, some soup, if you will, on Office Hours with Tim Heidecker. And from the looks of things, Tim did not know what to do. We've got some hilarious moments from that picked out. Would you like to see her little issues? The on-cinema crowd wasn't ready for Robby's honest brutality. I couldn't believe it. I thought for sure they would really get a kick out of it.
I don't get what's not to get about Robby.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll discover this here. We were shocked because
when I saw these comments.
This became a big deal. The Office Hours Reddit was all going crazy. Their comment section, lots of mean comments, lots of people offended, right, by Robby Hoffman. Should we read any of those first, or just see what she did?
You could read them first. Maybe that'll show you.
Go here to this Reddit.
Or you could read just the comments of the YouTube video. I think are better.
Okay, that might be even better. Let's pull this up. Let's see what we got here. I didn't think about this. So here it is. Robby Hoffman, episode 3 or 2. Episode 3 or 2. Let's see. Damn, this seriously stressed me out. Turned it off quick. Peeps will not feel safe calling in if your guests make fun of their sexuality. Uh-oh. Robby. Like, it starts to feel like Tim is an out-of-touch friend that forces his lame music and annoying friends on you.
Oh, my God.
So wrong.
Jesus. Imagine
So
these people talking to you.
Damn, Robby commenting on every Zoomer's appearance, but she's over there looking like the Amish McDonald's quarterback. Okay, so I guess Robby was commenting on some of Tim's fans' appearances.
This person says, not to pile on, but man, this was rough to sit through. Kept hoping the bit would end.
To no avail, a painfully unfunny one, if it was a bit. Non-stop interruptions to the flow of the show. Mean-spirited shit like trying to out callers who definitely hung up feeling self-conscious and worse about themselves. Comedy is subjective, but I don't find anything funny about being an ass without a punchline. Side note, the 20-minute TMZ was okay. They were very thrown off by Robby. So much so, I immediately reached out to Vic Berger. I said, what is going on here? How did they not get Robby's shtick, which is pretty easy to get? And you would think somebody with top surgery should have the last final say. This is a lesbian woman who has removed her breast. She should be able to make fun of people, and you should follow her lead. Anybody on the left is under her as far as what she's done, as far as I'm concerned. Let's see this, Robby Hoffman. Let's see how she got herself into this mess. It's all over Reddit. I think Tim had to issue an apology. There's a huge statement here.
Yes, he did.
We'll read this later, but I don't want to give anything away, so we'll read it later. But look what Tim Heidecker was forced to do, although I'm here to tell him, you do not need to be doing this. I'll talk about that a bit later, but look at this. He makes this huge post. This is from Tim Heidecker after his fans got mad about Robby Hoffman's appearance, and he's got this thing called, "Let's lower the temperature." Let's lower the temperature. And it's this whole 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I count every sentence as a paragraph. 8 paragraphs about trying to clean this mess up. Okay, let's see what happens. I can't wait to revisit this. Should I start? Is there an intro at the beginning where he introduces her?
Yeah, just start from the beginning, I guess.
Okay, here we go. Officer 3, 2, 1.
I like having fun. I like to laugh. I like to meet people who can make me laugh.
You could go 1 minute in is when he introduces her.
Everybody,
Don't mind.
welcome to episode 349. Episode 3 to 301 or 2. Episode 302 of the Jeff Goldblum podcast. It's Tim Heidecker here for Office
Okay,
Hours.
so I also got this other thing. You know, this happened. This was, when was this recorded? This was recorded. Here's my little conspiracy theory about what could have happened here. So this was recorded 2 weeks ago. This was like right after the Trump shooting. Now, without calling people names, people like Tim Heidecker, the Trump shooting. Drumpf. What was Drumpf? We're going to call him Drumpf. Who did that? Remember, somebody thought of the bright idea. They're like, no, I'm not calling you Trump. Your name is Drumpf. He'll seethe. No. No one even remembers about where that came from. Remember Drumpf?
That's amazing.
That's what I should start calling him now. Yeah, more like President Drumpf.
Yeah, we wanted to do a thing where we start telling everybody about Tiger King now.
I got some stuff coming up. Next year, I'm going to start telling everybody about the sub. The year after that, I'm going to start telling everybody about this show, Tiger King.
She killed her husband.
And coming up later, I'm going to finally break my silence on Pating Girl. What's your name? Pating Girl. This spitting kid. My conspiracy theory and why this could have gone wrong. Maybe these guys were under a lot of stress from the week of the Trump shooting. Remember, it was like a George Floyd week. No matter what side you were on, these were stressful times.
If you're a big lib, that's scary.
It could be scary if you're an anti-Trump person, especially if you just saw Jack Black's Kyle Gass have to cancel their whole tour because of the Trump joke. So maybe libs everywhere are like, fuck, these conservatives are going crazy right now. They're like trying to string up and kill everybody who's making fun of this. You know, that could be very stressful for a lot of people on the other side thinking, uh-oh, is something, going to happen here? Again, very similar to George Floyd week for liberals. It's very similar to how us racists felt on George Floyd week, where we're just terrified that we're going to get locked up for our beliefs on George Floyd's skin. So maybe that is what is troubling everyone and put everybody in this mood where they're, thinking something bad's happening, because to me, there's nobody more harmless and easy to get than Robby Hoffman. All right, let's see. When does she enter?
1 minute.
1 minute in. Okay.
108-ish.
108. That's not doing it. 108. Let's see. Robert Hoffman, come on down.
I'm going to look, but it's not. No, and things are unplugged.
Somebody should be looking at stuff that isn't him.
Somebody
Was
should have
this
been.
her first appearance?
I hope so. That's the first time I saw her.
Let's see. Okay, so Tim is doing this thing. This is very funny. This is a great opening, Robby Hoffman. Am I saying her name right? This is a great Robby Hoffman opening. So Tim's having audio issues or something, or problems with some technical issue right now before he brings her up. Watch this.
Of the Jeff Goldblum podcast. It's Tim Heidecker here for Office Hours Live. It is June's.
What is it?
Reporting.
I'm trying to get to that. July. It is July 16th, 10 a.m. here in the West Coast. Warm out. Where's the little slapback coming from? You hearing it?
So he starts going, and he looks stressed. To me, he seems stressed today. You know, so maybe that's it. So he's looking around, he's going, I'm hearing a delay, like a slap delay.
I mean,
in
it
my
was just on
headphone.
the day of the shooting, it seemed like everybody was suddenly going to come out and be like, I'm conservative now. Like people from The Bachelor, everyone was doing these. That's why it felt like George Floyd week, because people who normally would never speak out about politics.
Yeah, where they were
We're
all their
finally
first
like,
react. There was a
"That's
lot
it."
of emotional reactions
Where they
coming
have
out
to
and
make
people.
a post about this.
Yeah, and people posting real hard and fast and
So
really
people
laying
were on
down some
edge.
stuff. You know, I say to everybody, you know, every single person, think about it, sit on it for at least a night. Nobody's doing that anymore. They're just, their first reaction's got to go out there. You're scaring the hell out of poor Tim Heidecker. You're scaring him. And now he's hearing slap delays. So watch this. This is where Robby first makes her appearance. I think it's a charming first impression. Watch this.
Hey,
Is it still hot
look,
up there?
we got an open channel here. Open channel. I can hear it. I can hear it. I'm going to track it down. You got it?
No, that's
Is it
not
me?
No, not me.
Hey, you hear it?
I don't hear it.
Okay, it's in my head.
What's this?
Schizophrenic.
Here's Robby.
You know, I'm going to look, but it's not. No, and things are unplugged.
Somebody
You
should be
zoom.
looking at stuff that isn't him.
Somebody should have been in here 10 seconds
Somebody
ago.
should
Am I
be
right?
in here with all the people working this show. It shouldn't be the host also figuring this out on the fly.
Thank you.
He's such a professional.
When you get this.
Look at what I have to do. Look at my.
No, and you're making it funny and like you're
Yeah.
hearing something. You're hearing
Yeah,
something.
what am I
It's
nuts? You're
annoying.
saying I'm fucking nuts.
Literally. This is
One, two.
aggravating.
You don't hear it. Oh, this is them in the studio. I don't hear it.
Yeah, and Vic's got this look on his face like Tim could strangle us here today. You know, you gotta. This is getting scary. This is Moonbase 8. So okay, where should we start?
Did you
here?
want any of the Trump stuff?
Oh, they talk about Trump.
At
is it
12 minutes, I just
12
read that
minutes,
out of their
let's
notes
hear.
if you wanted to hear that.
Sure. Let's see what happens here. So they're going to talk about the Trump stuff, and let's see. Did they say I wish they would have got shot in the head?
I forget.
Because you can't say that now. So he might be worried about something.
So I get a text from Matt. Asking, have I seen the news? That's
Now
how I
I'm
got
getting
the
excited.
news.
Oh, that's who you got. My
Isn't that
little
interesting?
sister told me. She said Trump was shot, and I said, what? And then I watched, and I thought, wow, yeah, it looked too, like the security was bad. They got too many girls. I said, what?
Oh, no.
I said, if I want
Let's see.
security.
And Tim goes, oh no. Like everyone's afraid to kind of like have the wrong opinion publicly about this right now. So, and Tim said, let's be careful here. Let's see.
Was bad. They got too many girls. I said, what? I said, if I want security, no, I'm just saying, like, I want the biggest dude that ever was. You ever been to the cellar? They got those big
the
security.
bouncers. Yeah, you want
I
bouncers.
want a bouncer. I want to hide
Well, you have
behind
to think
somebody.
I mean, they were doing their best, but Trump, he ignored them, pops out, he was like a groundhog coming out of the ground.
No,
going,
he was great, but they were scrambling.
Anyone want to try again?
You know, to watch all the libs at gunpoint, not say anything bad about Trump that week. That's what I mean. It's like George Floyd week.
Yes, it was like when
So-
Bobby Lee came out
yeah.
and was like, I just wanted to apologize for everything that I've ever said in the past. Bobby Lee and Kalila, remember they did that whole episode?
During George Floyd
yes,
week.
Yes,
Of course. Yes. So there were a lot of people, and, usually they'd have something nasty to say about it.
If only they
They're
knew
like,
how
"Oh."
fast it would pass.
Yeah. So a lot of nervousness out there. Let's see what happens.
Coming out of the
No,
ground.
no,
going,
he was great, but they were scrambling.
Anyone want to try again?
I don't know how that guy was on the roof. I think the failure to have somebody from day one is.
I knew that kid who was on the roof. I was good friends with him. Is that bad? Is that problematic? That was a good friend of mine. Up until recently, I was just giving him money. Is that bad? No, I hated the kid. I did know him. Hated him. I bullied him to death. Some say I pushed him to what he's done. I mean, I pre-bullied him. So I pre-bullied the guy who was trying to kill Trump. I did what I was supposed to do. I hate that fucking kid's guts. And I want to know more about his background. And I want to see him fully naked. I think that was the kid that we saw naked at Disneyland. With that little ass with the brown stuff in between. Remember, I zoomed in on his bun. Okay, let's see. So they're all kind of, they don't really want to say too much. Let's just get a load of this.
It looks,
The guy goes in, this kid crooks, and he is a crook, by the way.
Right.
I have to say, that's part of Trump's speech I heard. It was leaked. He's going to say, this kid crooks.
Yeah.
He is a crook.
He's a crook. But I don't know.
I don't know how you charge
A lot of
somebody.
big guys in this photo, though.
Yeah, I think,
Look at
Matt,
that.
you're
Look
right.
at all
I
those big
think
guys.
Robbie's being a little tough on the situation.
Tough on crime.
No, what was
What's
I
that from? What's that picture?
being a little tough on the situation?
What happened to him? Is that blood? What's that from? I want to do this thing where it's like I went on vacation. We put our phones away for 2 weeks. Imagine you came back, but 2 weeks after you've been offline for 2 weeks. So you missed the whole week of Die Hard talking about this, and now they've kind of moved on already.
You might have missed
imagine you could really miss giant portions of our reality very easily now if you're not constantly monitoring Elon Musk's website. It could be really, I could easily have taken a 2-week vacation, came back, didn't have a chance to catch up on all the news, and then I'm looking at this picture going, is that? Jules, is that? What's on his face? What's this from? Why not? There could be a guy out there like that. Imagine a guy like that. There might be a guy who's never heard of this shooting yet.
Tough on crime.
No, what was I saying?
I did at one point think it could be paintball, but then I remembered paintball is such a big splat.
Oh, you thought it was paintball.
Yeah, I thought it was paintball because how would you not die or something,
Also, when you see these horrible events happen with the shootings, which we condemn, I want to just go on the record, condemn all shootings, public, private shootings.
I mean, this is on cinema to me. I hope this Office Hours, what if Office Hours is a whole nother character that Tim's been doing this whole time? What if we've never seen the real Tim, and this is a separate character, and it's very subtle, and none of you have picked up on it?
Don't you think that all of his characters are a huge part of him, and this is just the character he chooses to be his normal self?
We don't know.
Because he doesn't even know which one is the real him.
I don't know. But I love this. Listen to this. This is
also, when you see these horrible events happen with the shootings, which we condemn, I want to just go on the record, condemn all shootings, public, private shootings.
He's talking about movie shootings.
Yes. Well, no, I believe me, we need to be shooting more movies and less people.
Less people. Shoot movies, not people. You heard it here. Shoot movies,
dude, you could take the day off. It's okay. I mean, he's so bottled up probably and worried about all this. You see what's going on here in America? This what you want? You're not gonna find anything on there. Okay, let's see.
Not people.
But I thought you always see people, it's a chaotic situation and people go running for their lives because you're being
scary.
shot. This crowd, no offense to the crowd, but they were like...
Well, here's the whole
Most of my good friends were in that crowd, to be honest. I knew a bunch of guys that died that day in that crowd. So, I was very close to even being there myself.
This crowd is also arguing if somebody in the crowd had a gun. Nobody took this guy out. How many people saw a guy with a gun? You would think this crowd that's so into open carry and having guns would have taken somebody out.
Right.
But they didn't.
No.
They thought he was just an open carry guy just chilling.
Yeah, you're all pussies.
Let's be
it's
careful.
Like I thought that if more guns help, if somebody had a gun, the Uvalde shooting wouldn't have happened. It's like, now you're there, you see the guy with a gun. Surely there's 2-3 guys right next to you that have a...
Here's the thing. Hoffman logic always checks out. At the end of the day, Hoffman logic always checks out. Sometimes you're going, what kind of point is she at? But believe me, she always gets there.
gun.
Right.
You didn't do nothing.
Now let me
Cowards.
say we don't want it would have been a disaster beyond comprehension should this guy have hit. That's my point of view. If you want to clip that out, a disaster for the country. That's not the way to handle things. Okay, that was the first thing that went through my mind. There's going to be obviously.
Yeah, same here. That's actually the first thing that went through my mind. I said this cannot happen. Never. To be clear, you could clip that. This should not have happened. No shootings. Capiche? Are we square? Does everyone understand? I swear to God, I do not want the shootings. These poor people.
Private jokes going on with text messages and friends.
What if Trump wins the election and he turns into a totalitarian dictator leading to the deaths of millions?
Someone should tell Tim that the right-wing people found a way to get everyone's private texts from that day.
And if you said that you wish the shooter hit, you're going to jail.
Yeah. So someone tell Tim, dude, the Republicans are going to show everyone's private texts about Trump from that day.
Wins the election and he turns into a totalitarian dictator leading to the deaths of millions.
Yeah.
No,
What do you
well,
mean?
That would
what?
be
Careful.
Yeah, I mean, it is going to happen.
I actually think it'll be fine.
I used to see
But I
Tim at
haven't,
the mall back in
haven't
She was
even
right.
mapped these opinions out yet. But I think
Hoffman.
A
They're
sort of
both-
resignation to it, a quiet sort of.
no. I think chaos is. I think there's not much difference between a Democratic and Republican government. I think it's not.
I disagree with that, but that's okay.
Okay, I do think that they're
getting heated.
both working for the banks and big corporations, and they don't work for the people. So
I tend to agree with that in
Yeah.
general.
Well, there
Yeah.
are
And
they're
specific
both doing
policies.
they're
There are
both-
specific.
Okay, so it's not off to a nice, pleasant start here. Everyone's a little on edge, right? So should we get to the
Yes, you can go to 3007.
3007? This is where the trouble starts. So now you saw everyone's kind of on edge here today because of the Trump shooting, which is nice. A nice break from all of our lives to be concerned about something like that for a week. There's a lot of stuff I needed to get done that week, by the way. 3320. I got in trouble. You're getting in
No,
trouble.
the one before that.
Oh, yeah. Robbie's first. Okay. So they're going to take a phone call from one of Tim's fans, and Robby is going to cross the line. Watch this. This is the trouble now. We're finally here.
It's gone on forever. All right, let's find out who the city of the day is.
Ashley Miller.
Ashley
Come on
Madison. Remember
down.
Ashley Madison? You ever get on
yes,
that
I
site?
just watched that doc. It
I
was
didn't watch the
excellent.
doc.
Excellent.
I was on Ashley Madison for a little bit.
Yeah.
And it felt
Oh, is this a lesbian? What's going on here?
Okay, so they take a call from this, which is very Sternbergian. This is a lovely person. Nothing wrong with this person. She calls in, and this is immediately what Robby Hoffman says.
a little bit.
Yeah.
And it felt
Oh, is this a lesbian? What's going on here?
No, I shit you not. No. I understand the connection. No, but you guys are wanting the city of the day, right?
yes.
Well, the
Yes.
city of the day is a city that I consider my second home, my home away from home, and that is Fort Wayne, Indiana, the jewel of the Northeast, somewhere in between Cleveland and Chicago, where all the big crime families from way back in the day would go and huddle and hunker down and avoid the FBI.
What's
right.
what's the gay scene like over there?
Easy.
You hear this? So Robby Hoffman goes, what is this, a lesbian based on her looks? Tim's like, and then she goes, what's the lesbian scene like over there? And you hear Tim off camera go, easy. Oh, I don't understand the worry. Why are we so worried here? What's going on? Let's
The
find out.
FBI.
What's
right.
the gay scene like over there?
Easy.
Come again, ma'am?
What's the gay scene like over there?
Very friendly, very vibrant.
Good dyke bars? Or?
Delicious cupcakes that the drag
Oh.
queen husbands would make for those who were willing and yearning, to say the
Okay,
least.
thank you. I don't think of Indiana being in the Northeast though. That's like Midwest.
Well, the
Yeah,
thing
check
is,
yourself, Jack.
You are correct. We are in the Midwest, but the northeastern part of Indiana
I see.
is Like, it's just
I think you can go to
there.
the next time
You know
code
what I
now.
ever
Okay, so we're looking
That's
at
the beginning of the call.
lesbian part. She's calling her a lesbian. Tim says easy. All right, what's our next code?
3320.
3320, and there's going to be some more here. Okay, watch this.
Just talking about only
The
Indiana.
northeast corner of
Right.
Indiana, right?
All right, let's move on. I can't keep talking
Did you
about
think
this,
she was a
Jack.
lesbian? Am I wrong here?
I didn't see.
We try
By
not
the way,
to.
there's no, but what's wrong with? I got in trouble on a show I was working on.
You're getting in trouble on a show right now. That I know.
Why can't you call people gay? Is there something wrong with being gay?
Well, in my opinion, yes. I think
Thank you.
it's a deformity.
Yeah, it is. It really is, actually. It really is. You're totally right.
It's just
Okay.
And I'm
unnatural.
going to mute my microphone,
is.
but thank you. Thank you for letting me contribute.
Oh, you're welcome, and thank
We
you for your listenership.
appreciate you.
People get all bent out of shape about the little things of these when we're joking around. They don't get that we're joking around. I did this David Cross podcast. Okay, you
I did
yet?
it too.
Okay.
He was late. It's not a big deal. I'm just stating.
Well, we did it live
Yeah.
in front of an audience, and it was a good time. I had a couple of beers. I'll be honest. Do you drink?
Oh,
You
yeah.
don't drink-
I
you
like
drink?
to have a couple.
I had a couple. I got all red.
Yeah, I'm such a lightweight. This
Yeah.
is the issue.
But I wouldn't, by all means, I was like not drunk or anything. I was just loose, and I needed to be a
You
little
have
loose
to
with
have
him.
a glass of water between each drink.
Okay, Mom.
I'm telling you.
Chill. But
So what is going on here? You hear all these little... Why is he getting mad at her like that? Is he getting mad at her, or is he just kind of anxious about something else? Look at that. Okay, Mom.
Water between each drink.
Okay, Mom.
I've never seen him like this. Is this... Maybe the whole thing with Greg Turkington is real.
He was just having a stressful day. We were all
Yeah.
really in a bad
Okay.
headspace.
Do we go to another?
I thought this part was funny because he's really nervous about getting clipped on the David Cross.
playing it here?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Chill. But we're riffing. The whole thing is just us goofing,
Yeah.
breaking balls,
Yeah,
making
you're
jokes.
slurring.
And it's an hour long, and there's this one moment where Cross is like, I think I would listen to Greta Thunberg more if she was hot. He makes like that kind of dumb
Yeah,
joke.
yeah, yeah.
And I'm going along with it. I'm like, oh, she's always yapping her mouth. And it's just like, we're in front of an audience that gets it, and they're
Yeah,
like
yeah,
laughing.
yeah.
We're obviously
Yeah.
don't feel that way.
Yeah, you're
Obvious-
pedophiles, obviously.
Yeah.
Fine. Nothing wrong.
And it wasn't I didn't take the thing in that direction, but I went with it. I didn't go, David, that's not right. We should listen to
No.
that. And I'm going with it. But those people at his podcast, this is the problem. They clip out that part to put on Instagram.
Yeah.
And then all the dopes below, like nobody's.
Worrying.
So these
WTF
commenters are
says.
driving him
worrying. So
crazy.
he's got the commenters now commenting about Robby's behavior. He's worried about these David Cross commenters. I mean, people are just... I wish you could really explain to these people, nobody cares. You're not going to get in trouble for doing some lighthearted jokes, okay? They're just commenters. So he's a nervous wreck over this stuff. I really wish, I don't know how else I could tell these people because they probably think that I'm just some psycho who's okay with it all, but you really don't have anything to worry about. Nothing at all. Should we keep playing it here?
You can go to 3925.
Okay, listen
now.
to this part. This is a good part. Wait till you see this. You're not going to believe this part. Watch this.
Let's talk about you.
Yeah, let's talk
Let's
about
have
me.
a
That's
drink.
what I
Where are
like.
you
We'll have
at?
it.
What's going on with you? First of all, I watched a stand-up special of yours on YouTube because I think, and now we're going to get all
Oh,
kinds
look
of
at that.
kinds
Look
of.
at
thought
me.
we were going to that, but
Oh, okay. Well, we're the
Watch.
stand up first.
The big news is, I think you might have come on my radar. Maybe from Redbar.
Wow,
we're not
this
gonna-
guy on
because-
Red Bar. Shout out to Red Bar.
Shout out to Redbar. I think I heard of you from Redbar. Hava, Nagila, Hava. Cheers. I gotta stop. Okay, isn't that nice? I think I might have heard of you. And he's kind of like, maybe today is not the best day to bring up Redbar.
Because I think he got in trouble. He stuck his neck out for us one other time.
He's
got in a
not getting.
bunch
I'm
of
telling you,
trouble.
Tim, you're not getting in trouble. It's 2 to 3 commenters, and they could easily be you could fix this with those people. That's what I mean. You know, it's nothing to fear. You know,
They
these
understand
people are
you.
gonna blurt out. They're gonna say their opinion, but that's just their first little blurt out. They're not gonna start canceling you. They're not gonna start not liking you anymore for these things. There's really so much less to be fearful of all this stuff going on. You know, the commenters, this, that. Really, if Logan Paul could make it, all these people, they're able to make it, there's really nothing to worry about anymore, especially in your position.
Maybe from Redbar.
Wow,
we're not
this
gonna-
guy on
because-
Redbar. Shout out to Redbar.
Yeah, and
because
now
he
we're going to
seems
get
like a
this
nice
clip
guy.
played, which is what we...
Such a nice
the-
guy.
No, by the way, I haven't met him. He
Yeah.
speaks highly of me, and apparently he hates everyone. So that's my audience.
he does.
People who hate everybody but me.
Yeah.
He hates the
I
people
love
you
that.
should hate.
I
But
love
anyways, I
Thanks,
went...
Vic.
He hates the people you should hate, says Vic Berger. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's really nice seeing this take place. Robby Hoffman. I'm telling you, this Robby Hoffman is going to be the biggest star in the world. If
I
she
love
gets,
her.
If she gets those things put back in. You got to get them put back in, or don't tell nobody. But I think this could be the next big star.
He does.
People who hate everybody but me.
Yeah.
He hates the
I
people
love
you
that.
should hate.
I
But
love
anyways, I went, and I was actually right here in this room. I watched your stand-up special from just
Okay,
for
now you
laughs,
can go
I
to
think.
Yeah.
5150.
Okay, you heard about her from me, so look what I'm doing. What's this time code?
This is the final one
5150.
that really drove people
Okay,
wild.
So here they're going to take another call from another one of these types of women who, by the way, again, you could explain this to these types of women. They're really not going to hold a grudge. I promise you. People are a lot more understanding than you'd even believe. They really are, at least in my experience. Everybody seems to understand me, huh? Almost everybody, right? So if they could understand me, they could definitely understand you. Be yourself is the key.
Here.
Watch this.
Okay, well, where are you going with this terrible story?
I just...
I'm trying to
I
lighten up
ended
the
it.
mood here.
You think the Holocaust happened?
I have no reason to believe it did.
You're looking at Doug, right? Of course. Obviously, yes. I want to go on the... is there a way to celebrate that on Instagram that I could...
Yeah, you could say Happy Holocaust Day.
No.
Is that okay? I don't know what people.
So far.
want me to say.
Holocaust remember...
So poor Robby Hoffman is now, what do you call this thing where you're,
No, I don't think you should
Is
say
that
that.
is that okay? I don't
see,
know what people.
poor Robby Hoffman. Nobody's getting her humor. Do you guys think the Holocaust was real? They're like, not this. Seriously, gotta slow this down. I'm gonna have a heart attack. Poor Robby. Nobody misunderstood. Missy misunderstood. Misdemeanor. And she's even about to be more misunderstood. This better not be a rollie.
Hell yeah.
Guys, what kind of watch is this? I'm going to have to talk to Hoffman about trading in her watch. For me. Okay, watch this.
Want you to say
Holocaust Remembrance Day.
Yeah,
could be.
Happy Holocaust Remembrance Day.
Not happy. Today we honor...
Not happy.
All right, people are just... I think people are in shock in the audience. Let's get a Zoomer who might be in
Why?
shock.
You want to shock or you want to lighten things? What do you prefer?
I really think his anxiety is heightened from this Trump stuff. They just saw what happened to Tenacious D. That really, I think, scared a lot of libs who've talked nasty about Trump. Thinking back, oh no, they're going to just unveil it. They're going to just come after all of it. I mean, so I really think he's so on edge that he's starting to, everything feels like the end of the world here today. The stuff he's saying right here, we're in a lot of trouble. Oh my God. Listen.
You want to shock or you want to lighten things? What do you prefer?
I don't care. Whatever you want to do.
All right, let's go to me. Our pal Marianne wants some advice. We like doing
We're
it.
getting, by the way, later in the show, in the second half, which is behind our paywall, Mika Brzezinski from Morning Joe will be calling in.
Oh, great.
Come here, son. Come here.
Marianne, you're on the line.
Come here.
Like Tim's about to throw up today. I can imagine him just vomiting green. Okay, here's his next caller. This is where it really gets bad.
Question.
Hey,
Yes?
Marianne, how are you?
Hey, Marianne.
How are you?
Good, thank you. What's the cue?
Well, I want to know if you are going to be at Vera Drew's wedding to the people's.
So here's the woman. Get a look at her. This is what she looks like. Okay. So this is your typical, she's in the audience right now watching a Tiny Desk concert probably. So she's one of those, okay? She's viewing the show, the Tiny Desk performance from around the bend. Maybe it's Post Malone today. But she calls in. She's probably under a lot of stress, too, from the Trump shooting. Tim seems really worried that Robby Hoffman's going to open her mouth. And she does. Now watch this.
Tim, if you are going to be at Vera Drew's wedding to the People's Joker next week.
I wasn't invited.
What?
Vera, I know you watch, and this is a disgrace.
Vera is going to marry the People's Joker?
Yeah.
Firstly, let me just say that sounds like a publicity stunt. I don't think any state in the union will honor that marriage contract. Listen, like I said, I haven't got an invite, so I can't tell you. Jack?
Well,
maybe?
I'm going, and I wasn't really.
Well, then I'm definitely not going.
Are you allowed?
Now, is it bad? I'll say this. It's about to happen. I drew a realistic picture of this woman. I got to admit, I drew a picture of her. I want to know if this is bad. I drew a picture of her and then I jacked off to it. Was that bad?
As long as you drew it, it's your creation.
Exactly. That's what I do. I give
That
it. Well, this is
seems-
AI art that I made. It's like a deep
It has
fake.
to be a drawing.
I made a
think,
deep fake
for
of
it
her.
to
I
pass.
was putting it all. I was physically abusing her in a deep fake. Well, and being honest with people. People want honesty these days. Otherwise, it's going to come out and you're going to get busted.
You're just showing authenticity.
Yeah, I'm showing authenticity. Listen, I'm a sick man with the stuffed lolly. Okay, here, Robbie's going to get involved. This is where it gets nasty.
I wasn't really.
Well, then I'm definitely not going.
Are you a lesbian, Marianne? We're really trying. So why do you have the lesbian haircut?
All
You're
right, come on,
appropriating?
give her a break.
Are you a lesbian, Marianne? Well, what do you got the lesbian haircut? And Tim goes, oh, come on, give her a break. Why? And look at her face here. And it's like, bitch, you better be a damn lesbian. I mean, you're in Les face right now. That's Les face. That's the same thing as dressing up as a black person.
That's what she says. That's
Does she say? Oh, my
exactly
God.
What she says.
Oh, my God. Well, of course. That's where I must have got it from. Here it goes.
Are you a lesbian, Marianne? We're really trying. So why do you have the lesbian haircut?
All
You're
right, come
appropriating?
on, give her a break.
It's the best haircut.
Why? Should I do it? Why?
Because it dries.
I like Robby Hoffman's haircut. It reminds me of Review Bra. Robby Hoffman should play Review Bra in the biopic of Review Bra, that kid who lives in a cemetery and reviews Mickey D's. And he has long nails. Have you seen Review Bra?
Yeah.
He's got long nails, like perfectly manicured, long white nails. And
I don't know if they're perfectly manicured.
Well, yeah, they're not perfect at all. They're monstrous. And he's always eating his chicken delights or whatever the fuck he buys.
I like this look. I was doing my skincare the other day and I had my hair all pinned up in a ponytail and I kind of have glasses like that.
Oh,
and I was looking
wow.
at myself and I was like, I'm low-key pretty.
Let's dress you up as Robby Hoffman and make an
I think it would
AI
work.
deep fake porn of me and her. It would definitely work. Jules is
And I
basically
already have
Robby.
no tits.
You're basically Hoffman.
I'm so similar to Hoffman.
Wow,
It's
maybe that's why
crazy.
I like Robby Hoffman so much. You should do your hair like this. That would be nice.
I basically have the same glasses.
Now, here's on the other side of that. I have this fantasy of getting to doll up Robby Hoffman to see how beautiful she could be. Would you let me do that, Robby? We spend a weekend and we see how hot we could make you. as a girl. Okay, let's see what happens here, because this is where things get bad, and this is what sparked all the Reddits and all the comments.
Lesbian haircut.
All
You're
right, come
appropriating?
on, give her a break.
It's the best haircut.
Why?
Like-
Should I do it? Why?
Because it dries like that when I get out of the shower, and when it's really windy, it doesn't get in my
windy.
face.
It looks a little like
um,
Trump's haircut, a little
doesn't,
bit.
like,
The shape of it.
And is that
Uh-oh.
is that a green streak?
It is.
Did you? What inspired that? We're going with the green.
Celtics fan.
I like the green. I
There you
tried
go.
purple. I tried green, and green is my
So
choice.
you're signaling to lesbians that you're a lesbian, even though you're not. Do you? Are you
totally. And you know
comfortable
what I
with this
have-
appropriation?
On my pants,
Oh.
I got this.
Do you
carabiner
think
boutique,
that's
which I learned from
What do you call
my
that?
former boss is a lesbian.
What's
so
that?
How do you feel about white people who wear their hair in dreads?
I see where you're
Robbie,
going.
What do you
Robbie.
think about that? It's not
I
great,
don't-
right? Why would you think it's not great?
What's that called when you
It's
signal?
cultural appropriation.
It's cultural appropriation. Yet you come here with your lesbian haircut and your keys on the carabiner, and you think that's fine. To the queer community,
Marianne, you're in the hot seat. Marianne, you're in the hot seat.
I appreciate you educating me on this. And
So, see, she's got to, I got to listen to, this is a real lesbian. I got to kind of listen. I appreciate you. This is, we rarely see, an interaction like this, especially, if you can't stand the libs and they make you sick to your stomach, you're probably never seeing a scene like this. So I thought it was important to showcase a scene. It's a little different than your normal scene. And she is actually very nervous here.
And she might be thinking about, she might consider changing her hair.
Yes,
over
well,
this.
she should. And Robby is totally just kidding. She's completely kidding. Kinda. Kidding like I kid, right? Watch this.
Hot seat.
I appreciate you educating me on this. And
will you grow out your hair and put it in pigtails?
Well, I mean, it's going to take a while. So
Yeah.
I think, I've got a wig at home. It's about
that's a
shoulder
good
length. So
start.
I'll just wear the wig until my hair grows out.
That's good.
What's that called when, say, somebody I
So
don't know.
many gay people died of AIDS in the 80s. I don't know if you heard about it.
Oh.
Many lesbians fought for women's rights
Oh.
and things. So something to consider.
Well, I think all of us should lower the temperature on this
Okay.
issue.
Okay.
All of us should lower the temperature on this issue a bit. So Tim's getting nervous here. This is great. Robbie's really digging in. She doesn't have to. Nobody's having a good time with this. But see, that's why I like this Hoffman. Okay?
Something to consider.
Well, I think all of us should lower the temperature on this issue.
Okay.
Let's
But
talk
Marianne,
unity.
so
Marianne, we appreciate you. And from my perspective, I think it's a good opportunity for you to listen.
Whoa.
yeah.
Oh, I absolutely. I'm happy that I've been educated.
Okay, I have a question for Robby. Thank you. What's the term when straight people project gay?
Queer baiting.
Queer baiting. Thank you.
Queer baiting.
Baiting what? What are they expecting? What are they trying to get?
Well, it's like people ask me if I'm doing they, them, or this and that. Somebody asked me if I'm trans the other day. I said, I don't know, something's off.
Sure.
Your guess is, does this look normal to you? When you have a baby girl, do you expect her to grow up and be no, something's gone awry. But then people go, well, why don't you use they, them? And I don't like to appropriate. I leave they, them for the queer girls with the boyfriends. I live queer,
Well, I think it means.
I don't like to step on
Yucky.
my toes.
I think it means when a traditionally cis
Yeah.
person projects like they'll kiss kiss another girl if she's a girl, kiss another girl, and it's kind of fishing for a gay community's acceptance in a maybe sometimes strategic
So
or
his
kind of.
fans looked at this as wow, why is Tim turning on us and doing this to us, right? They were very upset about this. Do we have any other codes?
I don't know. And that's pretty much the last part.
That's pretty much it.
But you could read their Reddit thread.
Yeah, let's see what happened here. So,
Tim, sorry for doing this to your audience. I love them.
Should we read this? Tim's thing?
But he saw the horrible chat comments and YouTube comments and Reddit comments.
Hi,
and
friends.
he felt
Tim
so
here.
bad.
I just wanted to send a message to address Robby on the show today because I made the mistake of watching back with the live comments. Obviously, I disagree with her on a number of things that were brought up on the show, such as important issues like Tim, you don't need to do this.
And they know what you believe. You don't have to worry.
They know. Okay, so let's see some of the top. What was happening here? The Robby Hoffman episode. Uh-oh. Top comment. It was Robby making fun of that woman's hair and look that made me feel gross. Tim almost cries if you tell him he looks good. I love when they give a caller the business, but just piling on someone's looks who's not in on the joke was hard to watch. Wow, look at this. For me, it was right at the top where she called abortion a non-issue. Like, I understand her larger point about the futility of our two-party system, but abortion rights are a huge deal. So, yeah, they were.
So you're not even allowed to do a teeny little.
No, and you go, what about this show? Why does this even appeal?
I couldn't believe. I mean, to me, Hoffman should be universally loved.
Yo, she sucked. She's funny, but not a good hang, and kind of insufferable after a while. I was getting more of a meta thing happening than literally what she was saying. Okay. For me, shock comedy is the lowest end of comedy. Just saying stuff that will offend someone is lazy, easy comedy. And then someone says, yeah, I'll watch a Comedy Central roast if I want to hear that type of bro humor. She'd fit right in on Joe Rogan.
Oh, man.
Joe Rogan hates
that he
her.
has to deal with that?
So I had to clean this up. I reached out to all parties involved. I cleaned this up. You should have seen me. I said, guys, you got it all mixed up. I spoke with Robby Hoffman. I spoke with Vic Berger. We cleared this up. He said,
did you speak to Tim or were you too scared?
oh, I will never speak to
And
Tim.
now I'm scared he's going to see this and go, you're so mean.
Well, I hope
He's
that maybe
gonna
this helps him. No, this was, try to help all parties involved. There's nothing to be worried about. Do your stuff. People will understand. If they don't, they'll understand tomorrow. Another time.
That's funny. Thank you. No, that's funny. Thank you. I know, Michaeline. So funny. It's very late. You gotta go. Let me fill up some water.